Hi guys. Today I want to talk about drugstore makeup and how you can make an entire tutorial with just drugstore makeup. It was actually a challenge for me because I have been getting into the higher end stuff lately, but it is very possible to make your face look awesome with just drugstore quality makeup, which in a lot of cases is the same as high end. They just have a fancy brand, but so I want to give a few options of each type of makeup product so that you can kind of know, okay, I don't have that one, but I do have this one, or I've never seen that brand in my drugstore, but I have this one, Okay, so first, the best drugstore primer, and this is like not just me saying this, is a lot of YouTube girls, is L'Oreal Magic Lumi. And it is, I would say everything in this tutorial is about $2 to like $8. Nothing expensive. And they do have coupons occasionally, like your Walgreens, the regular ads, or coupons.com will have like get $1 off any L'Oreal eye product or whatever. So anyway, that's the first thing. So I just put some of that and squirt it onto a sponge. Whoop, it is dripping. And I just put that all over. And this is just getting your face ready to accept the makeup. So you would want your face to be freshly washed or moisturized. And then I just kind of go in with a little bit of primer, give it like a nice start. Okay, so next I want to talk about if you're a concealer person. If you're like, I can't leave the house without concealer, here's a few good ones. CoverGirl New York Cover Stick. These are just like regular old, oh, mine's broken apparently. They're pretty thick and creamy. Other one is CoverGirl Fresh Complexion. Mine is almost out. If you can see that. Hard to see because the writing is silver. But the one I'm going to use today, it actually goes with the primer. And this is L'Oreal Magic Lumi Concealer Corrector. This is all a set, as well as, so this one, these are illuminating. So they have like kind of a little glow to them. This is a twist up. You twist it up and product comes out the brush. And then I just put it wherever I need it that day. So today I have some under eye circles, good times. Put a little bit on my breakouts. Okay, and then you will just tap it with your sponge or whatever. I don't feel like that brush is good enough because I feel like it gets more product on it than you need necessarily. So I just kind of tap. I don't want to wipe because that'll wipe it away. Just tapping. Okay, so now I'm going to do foundation. Here's a few options that are pretty good. So the first one is L'Oreal again. I didn't do this on purpose. Visible Lift Line Minimizing and Tone Enhancing Makeup. And this has SPF 17 in it, and it's for normal to dry skin. This is Creamy Natural. And it is probably about $10. And they do have coupons for it, though. So not for that specifically, but Walgreens has like a lot of deals. Like they take turns. Like every week is like buy one, get one 50% off on Revlon, or buy one, get 50% off on CoverGirl. So they don't do it every week, but keep an eye on your Walgreens ad online. And then the other two, well, I'll go over those in a second. This is Revlon Age Defying Spa Foundation. And it's more of a liquidy application, so if you are dry, this would be good for you. I didn't buy it because it's age defying. I thought the paintbrush like tip was kind of cool, but it turns out it's kind of gross. So I don't actually apply it with that. I just get it enough through the sponge to get, or enough through the paintbrush to get to my face, and then I just wipe it out with the sponge. Paintbrush leaves like streaky lines. It's not good. Okay, and then the other two are from the L'Oreal True Match line. And they're pretty close in color, but one of them is for like oily skin. That's this one. They still sell these. These are about $8. True Match. And then this one is True Match Lumi. So this has better if you have dry skin. If you're oily, it might make you look a little bit too oily. But I have L'Oreal True Match, the regular, in nude beige, and I have True Match Lumi in neutral. So today I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match, just the regular, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the sponge. And you can use a foundation brush, You can use a stippling brush. You can use, I don't care, whatever you want. I got a little bit on my thumb. But for me, I mostly tap over the concealer lines. And then if you're a bigger girl, you have to try to make sure you get under your chin because that's a part of your face and it looks awful. Those lines are just not flattering. So if you notice, I don't mind wiping where I haven't put the concealer, like I'm wiping, but where I put the concealer, I end up dabbing. One of the things that I've been wanting to try, if you have endless amounts of money and you just want to try things, is the beauty blender. They sell it at Sephora. I think they sell it other places, of course, online and stuff. But that's the name of it. And it's like an egg, like a foamy egg that you put your foundation on with, but you like roll it, like a sponge thing. But it looks really cool. They're about $20, and you can wash it out and then do that. So I think it sounds pretty cool, but I'm not sure because these little foam things that I use, they are only, I think they are um like $4, $3 or something for like 100 of them. I mean, kind of hard to beat that. Or like 30. Okay, so take it down the neck a little bit. All right, call that good for now. If you have a hard time with your foundation blending, I really recommend going to like Sephora and having them color match you. Even if your intention isn't to buy the foundation, you can always just be like, hey, I'm thinking about buying your foundation. Can you tell me what color I am? And then ask them like, what are my undertones? Like, what am I looking for? And that will help you when you go to buy makeup. I found out from Sephora that I'm warm, that I have yellow undertones. And so this L'Oreal is W3, which is a warm color. I found out also I'm pretty light on the spectrum, and they'll give you an idea. So then you don't have to buy the Sephora foundation, but then you can go and use your money saving tips and go to the drugstore and buy it. And then you can get 3 free samples of like perfume or something if you're at Sephora. So the powder I'm using is Maybelline Dream Wonder, and it's probably about $8 too. Mine is almost out, but that's because it's good. It's good stuff. Anyway, I'm just taking a big fluffy brush and using it all over my face. I realize this video is going to take forever if I don't speed it up, so okay. That's just to kind of even out anything. This is the first e.l.f. product I'm going to talk about. ELF, Eyes, Lips, Face. And it comes with a little powder applicator. Woo! I'm just a mess today. And this is a very light powder. This is the color Ivory. And it's a pressed powder, clarifying pressed powder. The reason I use a really light one is I want some brightness under my eyes. If you notice, a lot of the YouTube girls, they do a lot of contouring. So they'll put darks in the hollow of their cheeks to make them more, and then they'll put white, underneath here, and they'll do it up here for illuminating and all this stuff. So I just use a slightly whiter, like if you look at the color difference of this to my foundation, you can tell it's significantly lighter. But because I blend it out, it's not that obvious, right? Okay. Next thing is e.l.f. And this is the contouring blush and bronzer, and it looks like this. And I've used a lot of this, if you couldn't tell. So this is just a standard old brush. I take a little bit of the bronzer, and I'm going to put it right in the hollows of my cheeks, starting up at the top of the ear and coming down a little. Now this one has some glitter in it, so if you're not a big fan of glitter, Benefit Hoola is really good, but it's also like $28, $30. So this one's about $3. Top of the ear, in. I know it looks a little harsh now, but we can blend it out with some powder on top just to make sure. So if you notice, now I have cheekbones. Get my hair out of the way. Okay, so next I'm going to use the blush shade in this palette. I'm going to talk about another blush you can use. I'm just taking this in the apples of my cheeks and sliding back right above the bronzer I just used. Another blush line that I really have been liking, if you like some shimmer, are the Milani Baked blushes. They look like this. They're like at Walgreens or CVS is where I got mine. And they are pretty sparkly, and they come with, they open, they have a mirror and a little brush in there. So it's kind of cool. Little tiny brush. I don't know who would use that, but you know, if you don't have any brushes, go for it. Anyway, this is pretty sparkly. It's baked. That's how I make it. It's like marbled. Anyway, they have matte ones now, but they are very intense in color. So that's all up to you if you want to use something like that. I can do it because I use a very light hand, but I don't know if I'd recommend that for somebody who's not experienced in makeup. So the next is Almay. These are those intense eye colors, and they go by your eye color. So I think this one is for brown eyes, maybe hazel eyes. I don't remember. Trio for Greens. It's 414 Trio for Greens by Almay. Anyway, I'm going to take the lightest color, which is the highlight shade. It's like a white, pinkish white. And I'm going to use that as my highlights. I'm going to take that same brush I just used and dip it into the white. I just got a little bit of white on my brush. I'm going to use that as my highlighter. That's okay. I know people always get so stuck in, you know, oh, that's an eyeshadow. I'm like, I can put lip gloss over that. That's a pink eyeshadow, so now it's lipstick. I don't care. Okay, so I just used a little bit of that. I just went right on the top of the cheekbones. You can use a highlighting brush, which is like a fan, like spread out. You could do that. So there you go. I'm going to use that same shade under the eyes. Now, the thing that I have not found at the drugstore, which is why I'm not going to use it, because I wanted to do only drugstore makeup, is I want an eyeshadow primer from the drugstore, but I just haven't liked any. Let me know if you found one that you really like, because I'd be curious to find out about that. So right now I just did highlighting under the brows with that same white color, and I'm just using my finger. Nothing, you know, expensive about that. I'm just putting it right in the inside corner of my eyes. Now, I'm going to pick up the here. You can tell I have a little bit of lightness going on under my eyes. I have the cheekbones now. But when you're just looking at it, it's not that intense. But if you're really trying to pick it up, it's kind of intense. So you can always take the same powder brush that has just a little bit of product left and just kind of blend it out. All right, so the next color I'm going to use is Ulta. This is an Ulta eyeshadow, and I don't have the name of this shade, but it's a pretty like gold champagne color. I've used a lot of it. I'm just going to use a standard eyeshadow brush. And by the way, if you're looking for good brushes, I just did a video on brushes, but I found that e.l.f. makes brushes and they sell them individually, which is great. I just bought this one yesterday. It was $3. It's a small stippling brush. Let me take it out of the package. It's just a flat brush. This was $3. So if you don't need that entire set that I mentioned in my video, they sell them individually. Okay, so this is just a nice sheer gold, and I'm just kind of taking it up my eye. This is just a nice base. I'm going to build on it, but it gives me a nice way to start. And then I would like to use the Ulta. This one is called Bloom. It's a very light lavender. Man, this color in this video is just like completely washing it out. There, maybe you can tell a little bit better. I don't know. Okay, so I'm wearing this because I have a little bit of purple in my shirt. So I'm just going to give it a little bit on the lid just to change it up, you know. Okay, so that's it for that. And then I'm going to go back to that Almay palette for the Trio for Greens, and I'm going to use the darkest, the brown, for the crease. And then you can use that same brush if you don't have a lot of brushes. And I'm just taking it in the crease, swiping it all the way through. Do that with the other eye. In the crease. You want it more concentrated on the ends, on the outside corners. So I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush, and this one is more stiff, and I'm doing the V on the outside of my eye. So I'm literally drawing a V out there to get more definition on the outer corner. And then one of my secrets for making that not look crazy is to take a blending brush, which for me is basically just any clean brush that I have. I tend to use this flat one. It's really good for buffing things out. I'm just kind of doing circular motions to blend that out. And then if you think it's too harsh of a line up by your highlight and your brow bone, if this is like too dark or too light, you can take a skin colored or even your powder that you use, skin colored eyeshadow or your powder, and just kind of go over it lightly. But I don't mind a little intensity. Okay, so if you're a lip liner person, this is the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 1000 Kisses Stay On Lip Contouring Pencil. That's a mouthful. But I'm not a lip liner person, but this is pretty good. So I have 3 lip products here that I want to talk about. One of them is the Maybelline Shine Sensational Lip Gloss, and this one is in Tempting Toffee. I think those are about $6. This is Ulta's lip color in Mauve Shimmer, and it is just a pretty purpley, pinky mauve color. And then this one is the one I'm going to use today, is Victoria's Secret Shine Drama Lip Gloss. And this one runs about 10 or 11 bucks, but I get a coupon. Okay, so gotta get some color on the face somewhere, right? Okay, lip gloss is just easy. Easy, easy, easy. Alright, so I want to talk about some eyeliners and some mascaras, and then this will be done. Alright, so one of my new things that I've been doing lately is using this L'Oreal Paris Silkissime, I think that's how you say it, eyeliner. And this one is a highlighter. So it's an illuminator. It's like a nude color, almost metallic, but you can use this on your face and blend it out. I mean, if you wanted to use it on top of your cheekbones. But what I use it for is inside waterline, like right here. And it makes your eyes look bigger since it's nude colored. Not going to use it today, but I just wanted to touch on that. Okay, so this is CoverGirl Perfect Blend, and they have the little rubber or foamy tip on the end to blend it, and just this one is in black brown. And then I actually really like Wet n Wild. These are about $1, $1.50 max at Walgreens eyeliners. This one happens to be in black, but I really like the brown, just a regular old dark brown. And the one I'm going to be using today is Almay Liquid Liner. This is in black. I just pull out the outside corner of my eye here. This has a little tip. I'm just going to pull out the outside corner, start out there. And I'm just lining very closely to the lash line in little small strokes back and forth. I mean, I don't want anything heavy today. If I, wanted to go very winged out, I would for like a dramatic effect, but it's an easy Sunday today. Okay, so I got it. It's hard to tell on the camera. Let me see if I can get a better angle for you. I did eyeliner on one eye too. So, this eye. Can you tell? So I'm just going to do the other eye very quickly, and I'm going to take one of those pencil liners, and I'm going to use that for the bottom lash line. Now, I know women tend to use just pencil. I think that liquid is a little bit more advanced. I think pencil's great because you can really smudge it and smoke it out, and that means you don't have to be as accurate. But I think that liquid gives you a more defined look, and it almost looks like it's part of your eye. Like, notice how it just makes my lashes look a little thicker now that my eyes are lined? Alright, I'm going to use the CoverGirl Perfect Blend in black brown, and I'm just going to give it a little bit on the lower lash line. So I want to make sure I gave a more natural look, because I know sometimes women don't like a lot of makeup. Alright, so next, this is my favorite drugstore mascara. This is Rimmel London Scandal Eyes Lycra Flex Mascara. They sell it at Walgreens and all that. I think it's about $6 to $8. And I'm just going to start at the base of my lashes and wiggle. And then I'm going to start from the top and roll down. You could use an eyelash curler, but like I said, easy Sunday. I don't need that. Alright, and then I'm going to put a little bit of mascara on the bottom lashes. And that's optional, but I feel like mine kind of look a little weird without it now that I've been wearing it for so long. Alright, so other eye, wiggle from the base. Get as close to the base as you can without getting mascara all over your eyelid. And then I find on the opposite hand eye, if that makes sense, like my right hand, so it's my left eye, I have a hard time getting in the inside. I end up getting the inside just with the tip of the wand, like that, and that's weird. So I actually rotate my hand, and I try to get in there that way. And now I'm going from on top, I'm brushing down and kind of rolling the brush as I do that, and then I go back from underneath and lift. Okay, that completes the look. This is a drugstore everyday face. And I'm going to change the lighting a little bit to give you a different view. Let's see. Alright, well, lighting's still not great, but at least you can see now. It's just a normal everyday now. I hope that was helpful for those of you who are having trouble finding makeup products in the drugstore. If you notice, I didn't do my brows, I didn't use a finishing spray, I didn't use an eye primer, but they're not necessary steps. So if you don't have the money to buy them or it's not your thing, like I didn't use lip liner, don't do it. It's all good. Hope that helps, guys. Leave comments if you have any questions. Bye.